Hi, I'm Tracy from the Owl and Sewing Cat. We've had lots of inquiries about people asking about making the scrub bags, which I've been making. So for those of you who don't know, these are bags that NHS and key workers are using to put their scrubs in so that they can take them home. They need to take these off within the hospital or care facility that they're in, take them home and then wash them, and they need a bag that they can do that within so it doesn't contaminate their own personal clothing and things like that. So they need to be made out of a fabric that can be washed at 60 degrees. That's really important. So I'm using 100% cotton, or if you've got a good poly cotton, that would be good too. So to make the bags, apparently, I'm not an expert on this, but I've been reading up, and apparently they do need to be a nice big size so that they don't struggle to get the clothes in and the scrubs in and out of the bags. So the size that's been recommended is roughly a 20-inch square. So what I've done here is I've taken the width of the fabric. So this is a whole roll of fabric. I've taken the width, I've cut it down, so it's approximately 22 inches in length in total, so a 22-inch piece of fabric, and I've cut the selvage off the edge. Or you could use 2 fat quarters, it's going to be the same thing. And that will give you roughly that approximately 20-inch square bags is what they're looking for. So the first step I'm going to do is take your fabric and we're going to press the top edge. Now what we need to do is we need to press this under by 1/4 of an inch and then press it under again by a full inch. Now the easiest way I found to do that is to make yourself a little template. This is just out of a cereal box. Mark a line here, 1/4 of an inch, and then mark another one afterwards for your 1 inch from the top, because then you can place that underneath, fold your fabric over and press that with an iron flat and just move that all the way along, and then you'll make sure you've got your line pressed nice and straight, and then repeat by folding that over up to the next line, so making sure it's in line with that, and do the same thing, press, move it down and press again, okay, and then you've got your folded edge. This way we don't really need to do any markings. Now we need an opening for the drawstring, and I'm going to do that with buttonholes because it's nice and quick. If you've got a brother machine, it'll be easy to do. So I can now see where my buttonhole is going to go, because I want it to come more than 1 centimetre in from the edge, because we've got our 1 centimetre seam allowance. So I always say come in 2 centimetres from your raw edge here, and we're going to make our buttonhole here, so that when it folds over and it's stitched, the buttonhole is showing on the outside here, and that's what we're going to use to thread our drawstring. So we're going to do the buttonhole on the sewing machine. To do that, select your buttonhole and the machine will tell you what foot to put on. If you're working on a brother sewing machine, it's going to be foot A, which is going to be one like this. You open the back up as big as you want your buttonhole to be. Obviously we're not making these to fit actual buttons, we're just making them as openings, as holes. So just open it up so it's roughly that sort of size that you can fit, say like a 10p piece in, just to make sure it gives you plenty of room. Click your foot on and pull down your buttonhole lever. Really important that you pull that down, and that will measure the hole. Remember always that your buttonhole starts here and it's going to work backwards. So I've lined that in place 2 centimetres from the edge and parallel with the folded edge of my fabric. And just stop that one there for a second. Just going to reset that one. There we go. I've just got my lever the wrong way around, so just reset that, and now it's lit again. There we go. And that's machining the buttonhole. Now, if you're making lots of these, we made loads of them yesterday, and the easiest way to do it is to do all your pressing first, as boring as it is, and then do all your buttonholes all at the same time. So we're going to do one on that end like that. This machine is set up so it will automatically do a knot and cut off threads for us, and that there is your buttonhole done. So it's 2 centimetres in from the edge and just runs parallel with it, this side of your folded fabric. Just going to repeat that on the other end. So I'm just going to quickly turn that one around and whiz down the other end. So 2 centimetres in from the edge, making sure that it's parallel and not within our folded, but it needs to be on the main fabric. You can obviously mark your buttonholes first if you want. It's always worth testing a buttonhole, particularly if you're working on older machines. If they're going to play it, you can guarantee it will be while you're making something. There we go, it's just knotting and it's cut off thread. So we've then got 2 buttonholes, one on this side and one on the other side like that we'll use later on. Right, now we're going to stitch and fold down the edges. Now, if you've got an overlocker, that is going to be your easiest way of doing this. Just for demonstration, save moving the machines around. I'm going to do it on this machine just to show you, because you're probably likely to be working on a sewing machine. So I'm going to go back to my straight stitch, and then we're going to do stitch down the edges here. So now I'm going to unfold. It's really important you start from the folded edge. I'm going to unfold those corners and start right at the very top here, making sure those two raw edges are in line. That's the really important bit. And then we're going to machine all the way down the side and all the way along the bottom. So we're going to pivot at the corner. So always starting at the top, do your forwards and backwards to lock your stitching in. Obviously at home you probably want to pin this, although I do find the cotton fabrics don't move too much, so if you're used to sewing, just do this with a 1 centimetre seam allowance. And machine all the way down to the bottom. And stopping at the corner, turning around, pivot round here, and then we're going to stitch bottom. And what you have to do afterwards, we've got this raw edge. Now it's really important, because these are going to be used in the washing machine lots and lots of times at a high temperature. It's important that the seams are neatened. So there are different ways of doing that. So you can just do this on an overlocker, which I will go back and overlock this one after I've done the demonstration. So you can do, it's these raw edges here that need to be neatened. So you can do it with an overlocker, or you can do it with the overcasting stitch that you've got on your machine, or a zigzag stitch to neaten that edge. Or of course you could do a French seam. We'll try and do a little video to show you how to do a French seam, but basically what you're going to do is you'll put your two wrong sides together first, stitch it with a small seam allowance, then turn it through, so you've got your two right sides together, and stitch it again with a deeper seam allowance, and that way all your raw edges is hidden inside that seam. So that's how you do it with a French seam. So we'll just pretend for the demonstration that these have been neatened, but do make sure that you neaten those at home. Then what we can do is over here, first we need to open those buttonholes that we made earlier. So take your quick unpick and just snip through those. It is a good idea to put a pin across the end here, like that. And then we're gonna pop that on in just to stop you cutting through, and then cut up to the end, making sure that you don't go too far, and we'll do exactly the same on the other one. So this is just opening what we've done there. So that's done. And then what we're gonna do now on the top edge, once you've neatened your seams, is where this bit is folded here, we're going to fold that back over like that, and we're going to stitch close to this bottom edge, so just a few millimetres away, all the way around the whole thing, no opening, because we can then use our buttonholes to thread our cord through. So I'm just going to whiz around so you can hopefully see that on the machine. So I'm going to go close to the edge. I'm just doing a tacking stitch just because I'm going to be unpicking this anyway in a minute, because this is just a demonstration one. So the important thing is do make sure that you're using the correct fabric for this, that they can be washed over and over again. And after this we would then need to thread our cord through. Now you can use cord, or you can use cotton tape, anything that can be used in a washing machine as well. So you could make it out of fabric if you've got spare fabric. It takes a bit longer, but you can obviously do that, say, or cotton tape, or the rope or string kind of thing is good. Don't use ribbon, because they have requested we don't use that, because it does obviously fray after washing, and we want these bags to be reused over and over again. So we can come down, do your little knot to fasten that one off, and take that one out. So you would have that seam finished. Turn it the right way around. Do give it a nice press so that they look lovely when they go to us, so you can tell they've been made with love. And then you're going to take your drawstring, and you've got the two buttonholes that are on the side seam. Put a safety pin on the end of your drawstring, and then thread that all the way through till it comes out the other side. Please make sure that your drawstring is long enough so that it can be laid completely flat. If it can't be opened fully, it means it's difficult for them to get their scrubs out. Okay, so they've asked that they be completely flat, so your drawstring needs to come to about here, and then you can just tie that in a knot. So thread it through one hole and then back out the other one. You could do it with just one buttonhole, but it's a bit more difficult for them to get in and out. So try doing it with the 2 buttonholes. It doesn't take a minute, but yeah, do all your pressing first, all your buttonholes, and then do those. Now there are lots of Facebook groups out there. I'm connected with a few of them, and some of them, if you go on my Facebook page, Alan Sewing Cat, you can see what the ones that we've put up there. One in particular that I've been promoting a lot, they have got lists of pages that you can go onto to see what hospitals and what healthcare places need these bags. Lots of them need the extra scrubs, but do click on to have a look at those that need the scrub bags, because we don't want to inundate those that don't need them, and we need to make sure that they go to the right place. Okay, well thank you very much for watching, guys. If you've got any questions, get in touch, but find your local ones, so do go on. Every area seems to be popping up with different Facebook groups now to collect these, so hopefully there'll be places that you can safely deposit these, or you can obviously post them on if necessary. But if we can do it for local places, then obviously it saves the post and everything at this stage. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Bye.